Ever since the beginning of Roblox, the concept of a noob has been invented. Or really ever since the beginning of gaming. Now, when the beginning of gaming actually started, everybody was a noob, but then people started advancing in games and blah, 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 blah. Eventually, a lot of people got really good at certain games and some people not so much. And noob is normally used as a term for someone who's new at the game who just doesn't know what they're doing. And I don't know why people use that as an insult, because it's someone who is coming and learning a game. But within Roblox, these noobs are kids and they're trying to learn how to play certain games that they really enjoy. But sometimes they're just so annoying and so frustrating to deal with that you can usually see a couple types of noobs walking around. So I'm going to be explaining for you guys the 10 types of noobs I have seen in Roblox. Now, these types of noobs you can see in literally every Roblox game. Like, no matter where you go, you'll be able to see one of these if you're lucky enough in every type of Roblox game. Number 1, the question asker. So basically, this is just someone who asks a bunch of questions for no reason. Now, usually there are a couple people who, help them out in chat, like just being nice to them. But, since they've seen, I've gotten help, people have helped me, people have answered my questions, so they're just going to answer every question I ever have. But that gets really annoying because some people are, just trying to play the game, trying to enjoy themselves, just trying to chill out, just trying to do their own thing. Like, if you have like one piece of information, cool, great, you can give it to them, but you're not going to know every single answer under the sun, and they think that you are going to, since you're advanced in the game, you know what you're doing, etc., etc., etc. And that's what this type of noob is. It's just someone who keeps asking questions over and over and over again, like, how do I play the game? How do I adopt a baby? How do I get a pet? How do I do this? How do I do that? Like, blah, 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 blah. Just all of this different type of stuff that you know because you're advanced in the game, but once again, you're trying to play the game, you're trying to chill, you're trying to play with your friends, etc., whatever you're trying to do, but this person is just not letting you go. Number 2, the annoying noob. Now, what I mean by the annoying noob is, yes, that last noob was very annoying. But this one, what I mean by this one is just a noob who just won't leave you alone. Whether a noob is following you around in a game because he wants your attention or he wants your help, or a noob that is constantly pinging your DMs over and over and over and over and over again, trying to, get to know you, trying to talk to you because, they want a friend or something. Just someone who's constantly not leaving you alone, and you have to resort to pushing a block button. That is the type of noob I'm talking about. These types of people are so annoying and so tricky to deal with. Like, you don't want to hurt their feelings because they're new at the game and they're just trying to make friends online, but you also just don't want to talk to them because you're either trying to do something, or they're just being really annoying, like they're not leaving you alone, like you're trying to play a game with friends, like you're trying to concentrate on something, just whatever it is, it's just you can't deal with it, and because you're doing your own stuff, and that can get really frustrating. Number 3, the attention seeker. Now, what I mean by the attention seeker is I mean that this person just constantly is seeking attention. Now, this is mostly in the category of like online daters. That's usually why kids online date, is because they want some type of attention. And an extreme attention seeker on Roblox is basically a girl going from boy to boy to boy to boy to boy to boy to boy in a game or within a friend group or something along those lines. Just keep going, keep dating these boys online, that type of stuff, because they want that type of attention. Because, they've never had that type of attention. Like, the online world is so new to them, and they see people online dating, and they're just like, oh, that's what I should do. So they just go on online date over and over and over again, and it's just relentless, and it's just so much to deal with, because once again, online dating in Roblox is against the rules of Roblox. Like, you can get banned for online dating, I'm pretty sure. So if you do that, just stop doing it. Find some other way to seek attention from other people. Just leave that specific thing alone. But that's where I do see the most of, online dating is within noobs who just want attention. Number 4, the bratty kid. Now, the bratty kid is basically someone who's just like overly rude, like a noob who's just like overly rude. Like, if you want to answer their questions, they're gonna get nasty with you. If you don't pay attention to them, they're gonna get nasty with you. They're gonna start calling your names, they're gonna start going off in the chat, they're just gonna start being mean, and they might even get themselves muted from the chat, they might even get themselves banned from the game. A bunch of crazy stuff like that. And this kid just does not have a lid on their temper. They just have a terrible temper, and they cannot control themselves. And I see this type of noob all the time within games. I see people getting frustrated that no one is answering their questions, and then they get mad, and then they start going off on people who aren't answering them, and that usually gets people to answer them, but they're going about it the wrong way. Number 5, the clueless kid. Now, this is basically just a noob who is kind of scared to ask questions in the chat, but they just don't know what to do. So I've seen this type of person. I've been this type of person within the game, or even within Roblox, where I just don't know what to do, but I don't want to ask a question because I am so scared that people are going to tell me to figure it out or call me a noob or something like that. So I just like try to figure it out all on my own, read everything that I can, then I'm still don't know what to do. And this is just a person who aimlessly wanders around the map trying to figure out, like, do I do this? Do I do this first? Like, what do I do? Like, how does this work? Like, that is the type of noob this person is. And you can see this kid on literally every single game ever. Like, just look at someone who has like a level ranking 1 and just wandering around the map like aimlessly, and you will find them. Number 6, bacon hairs. Now, the bacon hairs, kids, oof. This is basically every Roblox noob, so no matter in what game you go in, you are going to see this type of player. Like, no matter what, whether it's a girl or a guy, you're going to see this type of player because it's a bacon hair. Like, it's the default hair that you get for the game, and it's just physically on your character's head, and you can't control whether it's there or not in the beginning, because then you have to go into the catalog, and some people don't even know how to go into the catalog, or some people like having the default look. I don't know. But these types of people, you will see them everywhere, literally everywhere within the game. And I believe that there are 2 types of bacon hairs. There's the guy bacon hair, and then there's the girl bacon hair. And I don't know if they call her something else, but that's just what I'm gonna call the girl one, the bacon hair. I don't know if there's another term, but that's the one I see used more often for both characters. Number 7, the poor noob. Now, obviously, this is going to be every single noob within the game. Whenever you start off in Roblox, you're gonna be poor. Unless you have like a parent that will just give you money up front, but we'll talk about that later. But this kid is just like poor. He can't afford to get any Robux. He can only afford the stuff in, the free catalog. He can only do with what he's got, and that is it. So he is kind of forced to walk around in this bacon-headed world with this default look, and he's not allowed to buy any perks for any games. He's not allowed to get anything cool. Like, he just has to play the game normally how everybody else does. Well, everybody else on the game kind of gets perks and boosts already, but this kid, no, he has to go with nothing. Absolutely nothing. And people really just make fun of him for it all the time, and I see that's what a lot of people on Roblox do who have the money that their parents give them to play the game, and they make fun of the people who who have the game because the game is free and they play the game, but they don't have any Robux or anything extra to help them out in the game. And I see people making fun of the poor noob all the time, and it's not okay. Stop making fun of people who don't have Robux in games. You don't know their situation at home. Number 8, the rich noob. Now, basically, by the rich noob, I mean this person just goes right into the game, right off the bat, has Robux. Their parents are willing to front them whatever type of money they want to get whatever they want in the game. That is the type of person that this player is that their parents don't really care what they spend the money on. They're just gonna give them the money because they have it, and the kid just has everything within the game, everything that you could possibly imagine, every perk in all the games, all of the items on the catalog, or the really expensive items in the catalog that cost way too much money, but they buy it anyway because their parents just let them for some reason. Like, there are some kids who spend up to thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars in Robux every single day, and I don't know why, because it's like, why are you letting your child spend that much money? That's the type of person. So if you see someone who's freshly joined the game, level 1 in anything, but they're freshly decked out in clothes and they're just buying things left and right, that is this type of noob. Number 9, the old noob. Now, what I mean by the old noob is there are a lot of older people nowadays that are getting into the game of Roblox. And surprisingly, a lot of adults actually like the game. Me, myself, there are some games that I like that are great, like the simulators and the tycoons. I like those. Those are fun. I can just, it's pretty straightforward and clear. I can do whatever. So there are a lot of people, older people within the community who just love this game because there's so many different types of things that you can do with it. And so this is basically what I mean. So if you see anyone who's just walking around who kind of knows what they're doing because they have like the experience of playing games, but they're like a noob, they're a bacon head, like they're not going to stay that way for long because, you know, they're an adult and they have their own money so they can spend it on whatever they want. But that is the type of person who I am talking about right now. And if you actually go on YouTube, there are so many older adults who play Roblox who genuinely enjoy the game, who are like in their 30s, and I'm just like, you have like 1 million subs and you're in your 30s playing Roblox. What are you doing? Like, good for you, man. But like, oh my god, like that's just like insane to me. And number 10, the last and final one, guys, this is going to be the parent teller. So this is basically, if you get into a scuff with this kid, you get into a little bit of an online debate or fight with him, anything that you could ever say that is insulting to him, he will automatically go and tell his parent. He could say whatever he wants under the blue moon to you, and you won't tell your parents, or you won't get them, or, you know, you can defend yourself and be like, oh, like, blah, 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 blah. Which, by the way, the best thing to do in this type of situation is to not respond to them. But in case you do, anything that you say, they will automatically just go and get their parent for it, and then you will have a fight with their parents online. And that's just where you don't want to get into it, because this kid thinks that they can say whatever they want to you, but whenever you say something rude to them, they automatically go and tell like mommy, and they get like so like frustrated and mad and sad that you had the gall, or you had like the nerve to come back at them with something. They just couldn't take it. And that's the type of kid I'm talking about. But like I said before, the best thing to do whenever you get into this type of argument with someone online is to just leave the conversation. Log out of the game, go into a new server, whatever, just leave. Like, and if they follow you, just get off the game for like an hour, come back, and they'll be gone probably. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you could, please like it. It lets me know if you want more. Tell me some of the annoying noobs that you have seen in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. Also, make sure to subscribe. And if you have subscribed, make sure to comment down below that you have subscribed. Then I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.